So mate, as you said at the start, so testing's pretty much over now, and we thought that we'd talk a little bit about how things are shaping up with 2 weeks to go.
Yes.
2 weeks to go. So we're actually going to give our predictions next week, our tips for the season and who's going to be the world champion. But for now we're going to talk about testing, Max.
Yep.
And it seems to go on forever, of course, and those people in Spain are pretty lucky because most of it's in Spain. Overall, Max, what do you think about the testing in the cold off winter season?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Well,
it's freezing,
mate. It's thrown up a few interesting things, I guess, as testing invariably does. Teams that conclusion last year have said that they were going to be, they're really coming back next year, have perhaps been shown up a little bit. But testing's always interesting. I mean, those of you that have watched our podcast for a while now would realise that we place little credence in testing. But it has been interesting testing that we've recently had, that the two standouts are the usual suspects, and I don't think it's any surprise, and that's Ferrari and McLaren in whatever order. They've done very well. But what I think we should do, mate, is go down the list of all the teams, and we'll give you our opinions on how we think testing has gone for them.
In no particular order.
No particular order at all. So Ferrari are last, which they're not, but if they were, it's in no particular order.
Yeah.
And our tips, or our comments today actually are in no way should be taken as gospel that these are going to be our tips for the 2008 season either.
So Max, you're going to say that Ferrari have tested well, but you tip Honda for the championship. Is that what you're saying?
It's a guru, Pep. That's what it's doing. Okay, so let's start with Ferrari, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Start at the top. What are your thoughts on the recent testing, mate?
Yeah, mate. As you said, Ferrari and McLaren are really, proven during testing consistently and to be the number one, the number two, and I think Ferrari at the moment is ahead of McLaren. And I was loving the fact that Michael stepped into the car this week and basically got consistent times.
Wasn't it good to see the Red Baron behind the wheel again?
It's great. Yeah, I've got to admit, I was loving it, and I was very curious, as I'm sure a lot of you were, about how he'd do, Max. But they completed a similar number of laps, him and Kimi, and the times there was nothing in it. But anyway, generally, I think Ferrari's been doing very, very well. They're very strong. They've got lots more to come. As they've said, aero-wise, development-wise, they're looking very good, mate.
They are looking strong.
They are looking great.
They are looking really good. And it was, Michael didn't give me anything that I didn't think he would in testing as far as results are concerned. We all knew he was going to be quick. He proved it again. And I think Ferrari are looking very strong, no doubt about it. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Felipe Massa steps up to the plate this year, because he's pretty much, this has got to be his year if he's going to do anything in the Ferrari, mate.
Yeah.
Kimi's just motoring along as he does and doing a sensational job of it. Loves the car. Ferrari are looking really really strong. But in saying that, Lewis Hamilton topped the timesheets the other day and did the Ferraris. So,
he did. I mean, we talk about Michael and Kimi, but Lewis beat both of them. So
yeah, exactly.
Lewis has been doing well as well. Has been doing extremely well.
Yeah, so that moves me on to McLaren, and as we've just stated, they're there or thereabouts. Some pretty quick testing times as Ferrari have had. So once again, I think it's no surprise. It'll probably be out of these two teams this year. It's no secret or anything. But your thoughts on McLaren, mate?
Mate, I tend to agree that McLaren's second to Ferrari at the moment. There's probably a few tenths in it, maybe half a second. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I think it's probably a few tenths.
A couple of tenths, yeah. But there's definitely a gap. So McLaren need to do some work. But Hakey's been doing well. And Lewis has been obviously doing well, so I expect them both to win races this year, obviously. So
Hakey's talk tough, mate. I mean, Hakey's going to go out there and do this, that, and the other, apparently. So he's got the car to do it. So it'll be interesting to see if he lives up to the talk.
And the other question, of course, is who else is going to win a race this year? I mean, last year it was just McLaren and Ferrari, but the next team, Max, is BMW, and I really hope that BMW can win a race this year. They've tested pretty solid. They've done a lot of long runs from what I've seen, and Nick and Robert seem pretty happy. So I really hope that they can actually win a race this year. And the testing to me says that, given the right kind of conditions, they might do it, mate.
Well, fingers crossed. I'd love, as I think most people would, to see BMW rack up their first win. I'm not convinced yet that they've extracted all the speed out of that car that they possibly could. It's a pretty aggressive design, and I think there's a little bit more to be taken out of that car, which is only advantageous for them because as the season progresses, I think BMW will consistently unlock all the keys to their car and become quicker. But the baseline speed of the car is pretty good. There's plenty to work with, and look, I'd love to see BMW win a race this year, and more importantly, I'd like to see Nick Heidfeld be the first BMW driver to win a Grand Prix in the recent history. So yeah, I'd love to see them win a race, mate, but I think there's a little bit more work to do with that car.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's obviously been waiting a lot longer than Kubica for that win, and if they can do it, it would be great.
For sure.
And the same goes for Renault, mate. Moving on to Renault, pretty disappointing season last year to say the least, and the fact that they won a couple of titles means that they really need to come back this year and win a race. Alonso's talking it down, I'd say, at the moment, mate.
He is.
They're talking about the possibility of podiums and things like that, and midfield running and stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure that their testing has been that great. A lot of people were talking about sandbagging, and I said a couple of weeks ago I don't think they were. It's genuine slowness, and yeah, mate, I don't think they're going to win a race this year, unfortunately, at this stage. I don't think they're going to really perform.
Fair enough. The car to me is just not quick enough. Talk it up, Flavio and co, as much as you want. From what I've seen in testing, the Renault's just not. It's just not fast enough. You got one of the best drivers in the world driving this thing, and he's even talking down their chances. But from what we've seen, it's just it lacks a lot of speed. I don't know what the issue is. But you'll recall at the end of last year that Renault turned around and said we've identified the problems of 2007, and we haven't made them in the 2008 car. We've addressed all of these concerns. That may well be true, but the car itself is not quick. It's no R25, it's no R26. Those cars were quick and well balanced. This thing, and last year's car, I don't know what they did with that, but this year's car in testing just isn't quick enough. So I guess Fernando, so he doesn't have egg all over his face, is not talking up his chances, he's being realistic about it. Wins, no, I don't think so either. Well, maybe not, I don't know. It depends on how much they develop the car during the year, but it's not looking good.
Mate, I could be, we could be surprised, and Renault could really, do something mid-season. But certainly in the first part of the season, no chance. I don't think a race wins, or perhaps a podium. I don't know.
But that doesn't mean when we give you our tips and our race win tips that we're not going to include them, because we might.